Welcome back to the Chon cast. Hope everyone's doing well. So, yeah, as you may have gathered, I did a thing this weekend. I went to a protest, and no, not just because I love yelling in public, or because I needed more B-roll of angry white people holding signs, but because apparently, in the year of our Underlord 2025, we have to remind grown adults that "No Kings" wasn't just a cute slogan from 1776. So anyway, on Saturday, Team Chon family loaded into the car and headed out to our nearest No Kings rally here in the Portland, Oregon area. And mind you, these rallies were happening all around the country. I'm sure you've seen the imagery. Now that the numbers are in, they say it was something insane like over 7 million people came out in opposition to this authoritarian Trump regime. We had hundreds of thousands of people show up in states all over the U.S., not just the obvious places like California and New York, but we had hundreds of thousands of people in Chicago and Boston. And even red states. This is Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, a state that Trump won, and one of the reddest states in the country, Boise, Idaho. Check this out. These can only be interpreted as a giant fuck you to Donald Trump. And here's some of my own footage from the rallies I attended. And by all accounts, they were a rousing success, as most evident by the way MAGA hasn't been able to drop a solid stool since Saturday.
Mama, get in here. Get in here and bring me some toilet paper. I still got the wet poopies. These goddamn libtards hating America.
I hear you, baby. Mama's tummy's all upset, too. Mama's got her own loose poop she's dealing with herself. That's why I tell you, you gotta block it out. You can't let the libtards affect us.
Seeing them all out there on the TV, all protesting, hating on America, making me sick. Can't even shit right.
You see, MAGA spent the entire week leading up to the protests trying to reframe them as the Hate America rally, but nobody really fell for that. Of course, that didn't deter them from trying. All week you had Donald Trump, Fox News, and Speaker of the House MAGA Mike Johnson, or Bottom Mike, as I'm told he's known on Grindr. Well, they were all out in full force claiming that these rallies were going to be some violent display of anarchy, going so far as to say it was going to be a bunch of pro-Hamas, violent transgender socialists and Antifas.
We refer to it by its more accurate description, the Hate America rally. You're going to bring together the Marxists, the socialists, the Antifa advocates, the anarchists, and the pro-Hamas wing of the far-left Democrat Party.
Oh, and of course we were all being bussed in and funded by the conservative boogeyman George Soros, which if true, then fuck me, because we drove ourselves. So I don't know, maybe there's some mileage reimbursement program y'all can direct me to? Also, if we're being paid, will someone let the boss know that your boy Chon is still waiting for his paycheck? Does anyone have a lead on when Soros is sending out our checks? Are those gonna be direct deposited? Leave me a comment if you know. So anyway, we were at the rally, and yeah, I brought my kid.
Come on, people now.
Signs backwards.
Smile on your brother. Everybody get together.
I brought her because I figured if I'm going to explain to her why her generation can't afford housing, healthcare, or hope, I might as well throw in authoritarian power grabs while I'm at it. You know, try to keep it all in one big trauma bundle she can take to her therapist in 15 years.
And then, of course, there were the protests. They dragged me to so many protests.
But really, it mattered, because freedom of speech only means something if you actually use it. If you stay quiet while democracy gets sold off like a clearance sale, congratulations, you're part of the marketing team. So yeah, we marched, we chanted, we held up cardboard signs in the rain, and maybe it won't change the world, but at least my daughter saw that silence is a choice too. And what struck me most, standing out there surrounded by regular people, was how weird it felt to be doing something that should not be weird. Caring about democracy shouldn't make you political. Wanting your leaders to be accountable shouldn't make you a radical. And yet here we are. Half the country waving flags for a dementia-ridden wannabe dictator, and the other half too tired to look up from their phones to notice. See, the whole no kings thing, it's not so much about hating anyone. Although let's be honest, Donald Trump, not really a fan. But it's more about remembering that we're supposed to build a country where no one got to sit on a golden throne and make decrees like some Fox News fan fiction or Game of Thrones spinoff. But now we're out here electing billionaires like they're the messiahs and treating government like a brand loyalty program. Every election's an influencer contest now. Forget policy. We're voting for vibes. And that's the thing, because the vibes, they suck. What I realized this weekend is that the protest isn't about overthrowing power, because let's face it, we're not gonna do that. At least not in any cool, violent, revolutionary way. So the point of the protest, it's about reminding the power who it's supposed to serve. Because when we stop showing up, when we stop shouting, well, that's when the kings are born. So yeah, maybe my kid didn't change the world this weekend, but she learned that freedom isn't something you inherit. It's something you show up for. Because if you don't, if you allow complacency to fester and assume somebody else will show up and fight the fight for you, well, one day they're not going to be there to save you, and then it's too late. Then you wake up one day and see your democracy is too far in the rear view to get back. What the f***? And that road is too narrow to make a U-turn. Now you're on a collision course with autocracy, baby. And yeah, we've heard the triggered maggots cry. They're really in their feelings over this. How dare we oppose their cult leader? They're screeching,
"We don't have a king. If Trump was a king, then you couldn't even have a no kings protest."
to which I say, no shit. And that's exactly why we're doing this. You see, we're not Disney or Apple or Harvard or any of these other sackless, feckless companies that bow down, kiss the ring, and comply in advance to dear leader. We fight. Not because it's easy, but because it's right. And we have to act before it's too late. We resist while we still can, to remind this administration that, at least on that shriveled up paper that he keeps wiping his big fat demented orange ass with, aka the Constitution, well, it's still technically a legal document. And for now, it says that we don't have a king. So basically, Donald Trump can get fucked. Tyranny depends on good people doing nothing. It requires us to accept the unacceptable and rationalize the irrational. And I'm sorry, but that don't jive for me. Personally, I've never been much of the go along to get along type, perhaps to my own detriment at times, but I sure as heck don't want to instill that feeble mindset in my daughter, not when her rights are the ones they're coming for first. So that is why it was important for me to bring my kid out there today, to be part of the movement, even though she was embarrassed and probably would have rather been doing 100 other things. Hopefully this formed a core memory for her, and showed her that while sometimes it feels like we're surrounded by a whole lot of white trash MAGA morons, especially when we can't even look out our front window without seeing two houses with Trump flags and fight, fight, fight signs in their yard, that we are actually the silent majority, and maybe we're not going to be silent anymore. We are the resistance, and we are not alone. And if all she remembers about this day is standing outside next to her tired old dad, beautiful mom, and some guys dressed in a chicken suit and frog costume, alongside thousands of other like-minded regular people, all coming together, standing shoulder to shoulder with our collective fists raised to the sky and shouting, "No kings!" as some guy on a unicycle playing a bagpipe rolled by, well, she was there. She was part of it, and for today, well, that's enough. Because unlike her bedroom, she may not be responsible for this mess, but she's still going to have to deal with it. And events like today, if anything, they serve as a good reminder that she's not alone. Anyway, that's all I've got for this one. That was my Saturday. How about you guys? What did you guys do? Let me know in the comments if you took part in the resistance. Did you attend a rally? Or maybe you're on the other side of this. Are you a MAGA? Did you drive past one and sneer at your neighbors? Or did you stay home, maybe clean your garage? Or did you just relax and watch some college football? Go Beavs! So yeah, drop me a comment, leave this video a like, subscribe to the channel. I know those things may feel as pointless as attending a No Kings rally to some of you, but I promise, it helps my channel and keeps me motivated if nothing else. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. Have a nice day, everybody. Be kind. And if you haven't watched my last video, go check it out here. Until the next one, peace.